Okay, so last night the College Board released some more information about the next test, and I think that you really should go and do this testing guide. Okay, so click on that link and read through the testing guide. It's going to be super important, okay? But I listened to the guy talk, and I just kind of want to go through like my bullet points too, but everybody's going to go that's going to take the test and flip through the testing guide. But here were my takeaways. I kind of grouped them a little bit. Okay, so let's get an eraser. So the way that you are going to get to the test is the AP is going to send you this ticket to test. Ours will say calculus, not biology, but they'll send you this ticket. And the way that you'll get the ticket is they'll send it to you via email. So whatever email you have registered on the College Board, they're going to send that to you 2 days in advance of each test. So you get a ticket for each test. And in case you can't find that email, you can log into your College Board account, however it is that you do that, and it should be there for you. And on the day of the test, what you do is you'll get that little ticket, you'll load up your email, or you go to a College Board account, and you will click on this little yellow thing, and it'll take you to the exam. Okay, now here's what's super important. Okay, our exam starts at 1 o'clock on Tuesday, May 12th, but you have to click on your e-ticket 30 minutes before. So that brings us to 12:30 p.m. on Tuesday. Okay, and they're going to ask you a bunch of questions to kind of verify your identity, and you're going to be put on this like electronic waiting room. So that's sort of like how you get in to take the test. Okay? Okay, so let's think about what's sort of going to be different, because you've only really taken tests where like I've handed them to you or a proctor hands them to you, and so this is going to feel different. Okay. And the thing is that you're going to have to decide your technology ahead of time. So there are 3 possible strategies you can use, and they do a way better job on that form. So go through and look at that guide and read through the strategies, because you want to really decide what you're going to do. Okay. And they said that they have a demo for it. I actually tried it this morning. And so they said it wasn't going to be out until Monday, the 4th. But if you go to this link, you can actually start to practice. So really there's 3 different options. Okay. One option is you do the test, not on the phone's going to be hard, but you do it on your tablet or your computer or your Chromebook, and you're going to submit stuff by actually attaching a file. Okay. And then you could do it where you paste. But for us, I think that's going to be hard. Okay. And this is like pictures. Or you can do it. So these 2, you're kind of doing your work on a document, and you download the document and you upload. Okay. For me, I think the 2 things that are going to work are going to be this one or this one. We'll talk a little bit about that. Okay. So they gave you, if you're going to type your responses, so if you're going to go on Google Docs and type, they gave you a way to type with this keyboard info sheet, and it's kind of like the way that you type stuff if you're on the old calculator, and they have some ways to type it with the calculus stuff. I think that's going to be kind of hard to do. So if you don't want to take a picture, but you want to type on Google Doc, I did one where I used Google's equation editor. And then what I did was I had to download the Google Doc, and I had to pick this extension. I had to download it to a PDF. And then when I uploaded that PDF, it had all my notation right for me. But a lot of you may just want to take a picture and upload it. So you have to go and you have to practice, because that's brand new and that's kind of hard. And I'll let you practice a couple times, actually as many times probably as you want. All right. Okay, so that's a little about the technology. Okay. Ooh, pretend I can type. So let's just say your exam. Okay, so here's the format for the exam. Okay. And it depends on which type of class you're taking, but we're a 2-question exam. So you go in the waiting room, it'll be time for the exam, they'll pop up the question, and you'll have 25 minutes to work on the first question. So you can, if you're typing on Google Docs and you're using that keyboard thing, if you're typing on Google Docs and you're using the equation editor, or if you're writing on a sheet of paper, you have 25 minutes. There's a little timer, and then they're going to give you 5 minutes to submit your work. And this is what you're going to practice on that little demo. Okay. And then after that time, the next question will appear, and you'll have 15 minutes to work. And then you'll have 5 more minutes to submit your work. Okay. Now, don't be worried if you have a lot of lag time, because as long as you press the submit button by the time like the counter counts down and says you're out of time, you'll be okay, even if it hasn't uploaded all right. They said it'll upload in the background. Okay. But just don't close your browser at the very end of the test until it tells you that everything's been uploaded. Okay. And the browser that they suggest you use is Chrome. Okay. Don't use Internet Explorer. But when you practice the demo with your devices, you'll know if there's a problem or not. Okay, so you've got this APID that's on your ticket, or it's on your card. It's on your account, okay? And they want you to put your APID and your initials on the top of everything. So before you take your test, like if you're going to, write it out, you're going to have your paper, you're going to write your ID, and you're going to write your initials here. Okay, and so you're going to have that all ready to go so you don't forget. If you're going to do something in a Google Doc, then just get that started. And you're going to have separate submissions for each of those 2 parts. So make sure you have 2 Google Docs set if you're going to do that way. Or, have like 10 pieces of paper with this on. All right? Okay, now here's something else I learned. When I was listening, the guy's name is Trevor. I forgot his last name. But he was talking about how they had to change the test. And they wrote the questions so that students have lots of different ways to demonstrate what they learned. And so I don't know what the actual test looks like. My students in the past, when they had the free response, said, "Oh, Miss Brady, I didn't run out of time to do it. I maybe just didn't know how to answer it, or I just got tired." I'm not sure if that's going to happen. He really said, like, you may not answer some of the questions and still get a 5. So anticipate that there is going to be lots of different things they ask you about a situation, and you may have to look through and decide which ones you want to answer first, because you want to maximize how much you show them that you understand. Okay. And so if you've got 25 minutes to answer a question, they're going to ask you a bunch of different things. Okay. Now here's a little bit of technical stuff. Okay. Don't hit refresh or back during the test. That'll mess it up. Okay. And if some reason you get disconnected, Trevor said that you can return to the test by going back to that e-ticket and clicking on that yellow bar again, and it'll take it back to your test. All right? Okay. Now, they're viewing this as an open note test, okay, which I know I've given you one in class, but that's an open note test. Okay, so what should you do? I gave you so many ways that you can organize. You've got your big master checklist. You've got your graphic organizers. You want to be going through those. You want to be reading those. You want to be putting little stickies or like annotating them. So if you're taking that test and you're like, "Oh, I know I want to use this thing. I'm not sure exactly how to write it," you can flip to it really, really quick. Remember, those are color coded, so that should be helpful for you. You can use your textbook too, or if you want to make yourself your own note sheet. Is it any notes you want? It's okay to have. Okay. I also learned that calculators are allowed. So you can have a calculator, but not required. So that tells me that they're not going to ask you any of those questions we practiced where really you just had to type something on your calculator to get an answer. Okay. So you can use your regular calculator if you want. You could use an online calculator. You can use Desmos. All right. There's also an exam day checklist for you to complete for each exam. And it has some stuff to do before and has some stuff to do after. I'm going to, you want to either print it, or you don't have a printer at home, you could just write the different things on a sheet of paper. But I looked at it. It's a good way to kind of keep organized. And, I do like a checklist. Okay. All right. So here's some other things that I thought were important. Okay. If you don't use your May ticket, so you get that ticket to test and you just don't click on it, they will automatically send you a ticket for the makeup exam in June. Okay. They're anticipating, sometimes crap happens, you don't feel good or your power goes down or something happens. But if something happens while you're taking the test in May and you think you need to take the makeup test, you need to reach out to the college board within 48 hours. And in that first program guide, they give you the procedures for that. Okay. And they say in the guidebook that if you have some accommodations that have been approved for you by the college board, that's already built into your test, like if it's extra time or something. All right. Okay, now here's some other interesting things. Teachers are going to get electronic copies of their students' exams. That's kind of neat, huh? So we're going to get those in May. The results they said are going to take a little longer because it's going to be a little harder or a little more time consuming for the graders to actually grade them. Okay, this is something Trevor said on his video chat. Anything not talked about in the program guide is allowed. Okay. He also said they've got some serious stuff in place to detect cheating, and they outline some major consequences. So don't cheat. Don't collaborate with other people. That's really the big thing. You are just doing that test yourself with your resources. Okay. They got some helper videos if you're interested. You can follow the link. And then they also had this checklist that I thought was nice, and that's the link that looked interesting. So remember, we'll have our next video call. You guys won't have school on Monday, so it'll be they're moving those days till Friday. So if you have some more questions, you can email me or talk to your friends or go on College Board's website, or I'll see you at our Zoom chat next Friday. Miss you guys.